What's going on, guys? This is David for Flix Talk Podcast, and welcome to a very scary Halloween episode 2018, guys. Happy Halloween to everybody out there all across the world. Thank you for taking a moment out to choose to click on this video and check out my Halloween 2018 review. Now, let's start off with the name. Halloween. Most people that I know are referring to it as Halloween 2018, but it's just called Halloween. But if you just say Halloween, people think you're talking about the 1978 version of Halloween, but it's supposed to be a direct sequel of that movie, so wouldn't it just be called Halloween 2? But there's already a Halloween 2, so what's going on here? So if you guys are kind of in the dark, John Carpenter did direct the first Halloween film, and it was a smash cult classic. One of the main big reasons for that is because there wasn't any slasher type movies really around that time. There was a couple, but no one that did it like Michael Myers. So one thing right off the bat, John Carpenter wants you guys to disregard all the other sequels, and we have so many of them, so how can we forget them? Gotta kind of force ourselves to, especially when we hit the theater and check out this new one that a lot of people are dubbing H4O, because it is 40 years after the events. So I know it was really hard kind of getting those sequels that he didn't direct at all or had any part of out of my head before checking out this movie, but somehow I did, and I'm so glad I had a kind of fresh, clean slate because I absolutely love this movie. I'm not saying it was a perfect picture, and I'm gonna let you know my likes and my dislikes throughout this video. Now, first off, this movie is produced by Blumhouse. If you guys don't know about Blumhouse, they produced Insidious: The Last Key, Truth or Dare, and more recently, The First Purge. Now, I know what you're saying, those movies are terrible. They are terrible movies, but they also produced Split and Get Out. So I had my fingers crossed and I was hoping for a good movie. Now, this movie is directed by David Gordon Green, who more notably works on comedies, and he works on a lot of projects with Danny McBride. Now, we actually have Danny McBride as a writer on the screenplay of Halloween, which is very surprising, seeing that his main focus is comedy, and there actually wasn't too much comedy in this film. So that being said, I hit the theater, I grabbed my popcorn, I had my slushie, and I just strapped on tight for a good night. Now, before I get into my likes and dislikes of this film, guys, let me read to you the quick synopsis. Laurie Strode confronts her longtime foe, Michael Myers, the masked figure who has haunted her since she narrowly escaped his killing spree on Halloween night 4 decades ago. Now, this film reprises the role of Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, Judy Greer as her daughter Karen, and Andy Matichak as her granddaughter Allison. Now, overall, guys, I was so glad the direction they went with this film. It was dark, gritty, it had some comedic aspect, not even that much, maybe like 2% of the movie, and a lot of people are saying it's too much comedy. So much bullshit. It is a straight, brutal slasher film, and this is one of the sequels that I absolutely loved. So we start off this movie with 2 British characters who travel to America to investigate the whole murders surrounding Michael Myers for their podcast, and we get a cool introduction of how Michael's being housed and kept over these last 40 years. Now, during those scenes, we actually get to see Michael kind of with the mask off, just a side view, but just enough to kind of let us know that he is a man, but he's also a crazy psycho killer. Once Michael ultimately escapes, he kind of wreaks havoc once again. Not really a reboot, but just kind of a revenge factor where he's looking once again for Laurie Strode. You can kind of tell he's a little slow. He doesn't really know about the aging process, because throughout the whole film he's kind of going after people that are still teenagers, but I think inside he's really still trapped in 1978. That's my theory, at least, and I'm sticking to it, guys. So anyways, that's our story in a nutshell, guys. It's a Michael breaks out, and it's a revenge type of film from there. Laurie has been kind of gearing up the last 40 years to a point of where her family is really scared of her, especially her daughter Karen, played by Judy Greer, and I thought they had an amazing interaction. Even with the granddaughter, who loves her grandmother dearly, even though she's really off the deep end and very gun crazy, especially when it comes to practicing, because she is practicing for when Michael escapes. She does believe that he is coming back to get her, and guess what? She was right. After 40 years, he's back. So I really did like how everything played out. I liked the actors, I liked the writing. Some of the side cast members, like the granddaughter's boyfriend, I didn't really care for. I mean, there could have been better casting with the friend as well. And there is a couple of scenes that are more jump scary than Michael Myers would actually put on, you know, compared to the other type of films. But there I go again, comparing with the other films. I can't do that. But there was still some cheap jump scares that only work in 2018 because in 1978 they would not have worked. Another big thing that I really loved from this film was Michael's brutality. His nature was insane. He was flawless with the kills, and we actually got to see more of it. Sure, we saw a couple of neck breakers, but we also got to see stabs through the neck, heads exploding, people being impaled. We got to see all of it. And I think we actually had a kill of 17 in this film, which is more than double the original. Perfect. Now we get our new Dr. Loomis character, someone who's been watching Michael all of these years. He's only wanted to hear him speak. He's really fascinated with Michael overall. And he was kind of a character I didn't feel too much needed to even be in this film as long as he did, but it was a small gripe and I really didn't mind it in the end. Now, what did I like about the final conclusion of the film? Absolutely everything. I thought the whole scene where Michael's finally lured to Laurie's house was absolutely excellent. She has been preparing for this moment her whole life, and I thought it was executed flawlessly. She had trapdoors, she had the weapons, she had everybody geared up to kick Michael's ass, and that's exactly what she did. And even in those scenarios where he got the upper hand, it looked very realistic, but she was able to get out of him. And that's exactly what I want to see from these films that hold near and dear to my heart. That being said, guys, this was an overall amazing sequel. I really recommend it to anybody that's into horror films. Overall, it was a great slasher movie. It came and it did what it needed to do. End of story. So that being said, guys, I'm going to give Halloween 2018 a solid 8.5 out of 10, saying spend your hard-earned money on it, bring your friends, bring your girl, bring your guy, whoever it is. Everyone needs to see this one this Halloween. So that being said, where do I rank it in the franchise? For myself, I'm gonna put Halloween 1 1978 as number 1, which I give a flawless 10 out of 10. I really love the writing through and through. All the kills, even the ones that were shown off screen in that film, they were done perfectly. I felt the tension. I love the music, of course, from John Carpenter. I thought it was a flawless picture. It ended very, very well. On to my second pick in the Halloween franchise would be this one, Halloween 2018, which I just said I gave a solid 8.5 out of 10. And my number 3 in the series would be Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, just because it gives me that whole reboot feel. And even though there was a lot of parts that were kind of rehashed from the original, I thought it was a good reimagining, and we got to once again see Michael Myers kick some ass, and that was actually our introduction to Scream Queen Danielle Harris, so gotta love number 4. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about Halloween 2018 if you have seen it. They were actually going to go with the working title, The Babysitter Murders, or even Halloween Returns, which I actually thought Halloween Returns would have been a better title. And also let me know in the comments below what you rank your top 3 Halloween movies in the franchise. Alright, make sure you guys are subscribing if you aren't already, and hit that bell notification so you can always be notified about all my content once it immediately hits YouTube. And make sure to follow me on my social media, guys, on Twitter and Instagram at Flix Talk Podcast. I'll put the little graphic up here and the information below so you guys can always be up to date with all of our content we have, pictures, polls, giveaways, which I'm doing all the time now. So it's your chance to win free things. Free! Alright guys, enjoy your Halloween, be safe, have fun, get some candy, and make sure to check for those razor blades and the apples. Nah, I'm just kidding, that was actually a hoax. And this is David for Flix Talk saying thanks for watching.